One of the best parts about invasions in Elden Ring is that there's only so many people online at the same time, at any given time. And of that group of people who are online at the same time that you are playing, there's only so many of them that are within your level range to invade. So, your weapon upgrade level, your rune level, there's a relatively restricted pool of people who you can invade. And sometimes that can be changed, like if a host has the Taunter's Tongue active, for instance, you're probably going to see them more often. Means that the invasion timer is just reduced, I think, almost to nothing if they have the Taunter's Tongue, so you can just invade them back to back. But what I'm saying is, what the title of this video is, sometimes you get a run back. You lose to a host and their buddies, a fight that maybe you think, I shouldn't have lost that, or if I had only done something differently, I want a shot at redemption. I just want one more go at these guys because I feel like I can get them now. I know their moves, I know what their plan is, I know what their builds are. If I invade them just one more time, I can get them. And I love doing that. I love getting the run back in invasions. And so that's a little, maybe hint of what you're going to see in this video. But the build that we're using, this is a Black Flame build. It's essentially like a faith build with a little bit of dexterity, just enough to wield the Uchi Katana. I've got the Katana Keen infused. I don't know if that's the best thing for it yet, but mainly what we have on this build for doing damage is Black Flame Blade and then the Black Flame Fireball, as well as a couple other just sort of utility incantations. We've got Bestial Vitality, we've got Flame Cleanse Me, we've got the Flame Give Me Strength. So really anything to boost our fire damage. And I got the idea to do this build when I was thinking about what are some incantations and things that I've just never used in the game, really. And Black Flame is one of those things that's super cool. It's really interesting visually, it looks neat, and it has really cool lore and a great effect that's very useful in PvE and in PvP. It does damage over time. And we also have the Black Blade on here, although I don't know if I have any clips of me using it. That one will reduce an enemy's max health with its Ash of War that it has. And Black Flame has been around in these games since Dark Souls 1. And it's always sort of had the same description. I think in Dark Souls 1 there were a couple of pyromancies that you could learn that used Black Flame, and it was described as something that was weighty, like it had like a physical weight to it. And I think it was also associated with this plot against the gods. And that remains true for Elden Ring as well. The lore is much more expanded on in Elden Ring, but Black Flame is essentially what the God Slayers would use to sort of get rid of the old god and then usher in the age of the new god. Black Flame was a weapon that was designed to kill gods. So that's why it does a percentage of an enemy's max health. So the more health an enemy has, the more damage just in pure numbers that you're going to be doing. And I just wanted to use a katana, right? I've just done a couple of videos about weapons that people don't use very much. Well, here's one about a weapon that people use all the time and they will never stop using because it's good, because it is a very, very good weapon. I hate to say it, and I was hesitant at first to use it, but man, it's fun to use a katana. It's got great reach, it's got built-in bleed damage. You can just slap any kind of Ash of War you want on it. You can infuse it. It's great, And I think that at least the Uchi Katana is a little bit more. It's a little bit more honest than using Rivers of Blood or Moonveil or something like that. The character's name is Udun Zealot, which is kind of a deep cut, nerdy Tolkien reference for any of you Tolkien heads out there. Udun was the name of the valley where, was it Melkor or Morgoth? I get those guys mixed up, but the devil, right? the bad guy, the devil in in Tolkien's cosmology. He had this valley up in the north where he had kind of his first fort, and that's where all the Balrogs were born. And when Gandalf squares off against the Balrog in the mines of Moria, he says, "Black fire will not avail you, servant of Udun." And we're using black fire, so I thought, what a great time, what a great opportunity to just be the nerdiest person I possibly can and name an Elden Ring character after a Lord of the Rings character. And I really like this build. It is a lot of fun. As far as the talismans that we're using, we have got Radagon's icon, because Black Flame Blade, when you buff your weapon with Black Flame, it doesn't last very long, but it comes out quick. And it's one of those incantations like, there's a few of these in the game. So Catch Flame is one of them. There's some spells that do it too. I think the Carrion Blade, right, where the sword comes out of your staff. I forget what that one's called. But they come out quicker if you do them right after another action. So for instance, if you roll and then use Black Flame Blade, it'll come out faster than if you're just kind of standing in neutral and you cast it. And with the Radagon's icon, it's even quicker. And I plan on leveling up dexterity a lot on this build. We're level 60 right now. I don't have like the stats page for you, but it's basically like as close as I could get to 50 vitality and then 27 faith so that I can use all the incantations that I have and I don't have to waste a talisman slot on the Two Fingers talisman. And then, enough dex and strength to get me to the katana requirements. So it's pretty simple. It's really simple. Did not really take me that long to build. Now here is where we get something fun. These are the same guys we invaded at the beginning of the video. They're in the same spot, right? Same builds, getting chased by a giant crab. Who hasn't been there? Folks, we've all been there. Don't pretend you haven't been there. Chased by a giant crab. It's just part of life. It's just part of what happens to people in life. And these guys are running some interesting builds. So this co-opper, Chevy, he definitely knows what he's doing. He's using dual Reduvias, so he has been into New Game Plus. I'm at level 60 right now. So I highly doubt that this is a level 60 Phantom. This is a guy who, has been scaled down quite a bit, but he's been into New Game Plus, and so he likely has all the weapons that he wants, all the talismans that he wants. His build is totally complete. And dual daggers, even if you're not super high level in this game, dual daggers are a nasty build. They can build up status effects super quick. If you have, for instance, like the Rotten Winged Sword insignia, when you're power stancing daggers, that L1, I think, gives you like a 3-hit chain or something like that. So you just need to press one button, and then all of a sudden you are, you're proccing the Rotten Winged Sword insignia. You're proccing Millicent's prosthesis, those damage buffs that are based on multi-hits and things like that. He might also be running maybe the Crystal Tear that enhances consecutive attacks. I know there's one of those as well. But all that to say, right, he's got like a complete build, and it's a build meant for co-op and for hunting down invaders, essentially. This is a very good build to have if you want to kill invaders that come into your world. And then his buddy, Nar, is doing something that actually I have thought about doing at some point, which is doing an axe build. I really have kind of neglected the axes in these games, but they've really got me on the ropes here, and that axe has a ton of hit stun, can definitely stagger me out of a lot of attacks. I have basically no poise. I was sacrificing, poise, what does poise mean? Poise doesn't mean anything in Elden Ring, but I was sacrificing that for the fashion, because I thought the leather set looked cool, or whatever version of the leather set this is that you can just buy. I thought it looked neat, and I'm also sacrificing a spell slot for the, the Furled Finger Trick Mirror, the one that just makes you look like a host. Because, I don't know, I just thought this guy looked cool. I didn't want to have the annoying red Invader glow on this character. So anyways, right, we have a situation here where one person really knows what they're doing and the other person is fat rolling. And that's pretty common. You see that a lot. And what that means is that once you get rid of their friends, you have a much better shot at taking care of things yourself. And you can see that I'm trying to trade here, which is a very dumb idea. I'm trying to trade with an axe while I have no poise and I'm just using a katana. But I have had a couple of different Ashes of War on this katana, just kind of seeing what works best. At first I had Unsheath, and I was trying to hit it with the Black Flame Blade to Unsheath combo. Both of those come out pretty quick, so you can catch people off guard, but after a little while I switched to Double Slash. And the reason for that was, if you are going up against multiple people, this thing has a wide enough hitbox that it can hit multiple people. So anyways, there it is. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.